King Charles I's first gesture upon arriving in London from Balmoral was to greet mourners assembling outside Buckingham Palace to thank them for their support. After shaking hands with tens of people and having a look at the floral and card tributes in memory of the Queen, Charles and Queen Consort Camilla crossed into the palace through the main gates. But BBC's Nicholas Witchell noted a certain level of uncertainty when it came to selecting which entrance he would use to enter his new official home. Mr. Witchell said, he doesn't quite know which entrance to go in through. "He'll get used to that. Yes, wrong door. It's not that often they walk along the pavement of Buckingham Palace, they normally whiz in and out in their vehicles. Even on Trooping the Colour days, he would be on horseback. So quite a rare moment for the king to walk through the main gates of Buckingham Palace." Just in, Charles cheered as he speaks to mourners gathered outside Palace. BBC's Witchell noted the king appeared uncertain about which way to go. Image, BBC, Charles III thanked well-wishers for their support and affection for the late Queen. Image, BBC, Mr. Witchell continued, he will need, in time, to establish his office there, move his office up from Clarence House. And, in due course, one must assume he will take over the private quarters that had been occupied by the Queen, the sovereign's quarters. King Charles returned to London after spending the night at Balmoral with his siblings and sons, who travelled to the Scottish estate in hope of a final farewell to the Queen. Most of the family arrived at Queen's Scottish residence around 5 p.m, with the Prime Minister confirming later she had been informed of Her Majesty's death at 4:30 p.m. Redmore, she just smiled. May has comments in stitches with hilarious anecdote of watchful Queen Charles arrived at Buckingham Palace to a sea of people mourning. Image, BBC, Charles and Camilla, dressed in black, were received by huge cheers and applause from a crowd of hundreds gathered outside the palace. As he walked around and spoke to members of the public, pockets of the crowd began singing "God Save the King" and one shouted, "Love you, Charles." Several told him they were sorry for his loss, and he thanked them. People gathered outside the palace pointed their phone cameras at Charles as he walked past, flanked by security personnel. Don't miss, Andrew looks set to take on Queen's beloved dogs after monarch's death, reveal Queen's poignant last moments with Charles and Anne by her side, insight inside Buckingham Palace, glimpse inside Queen Elizabeth II's home, analysis, trending. Charles declared the mourning period will extend for 10 days after the Queen's funeral. Image, Getty, one security officer asked people to put their phones down as the king approached and simply enjoy the moment. Denise Berriman, one of those the new king spoke to during his impromptu 10-minute walkabout, said, "I said thank you for coming and I'm so sorry, and he said thank you to me. Then I told Camilla to look after Charles, and she said he'll try. I was amongst the first people to shake the hand of the King of England. I was 2.5 when Elizabeth became Queen, and we will never have someone like her again, and I'm 73 now watching her son become king."